Hey guys, welcome back to Conquest Racing Club. Tonight we're going to do an unboxing of this gorgeous Lamborghini Huracan GT3. This is in the Orange 1 FFF edition or livery. This is the car that did really well in the 2019 European GT Championship. I believe it won the endurance title as well as the overall title that year. So we're going to take a deep look into this car. We're going to get into, all the nooks and crannies, and we're going to put it on test track and see how well it does. To access the inside of the contents, there's two tabs on either side here that you have to cut open, which I have already done, and that will enable you to pull off the top of the jewel case. Now, the jewel case is made of pretty robust plastic, which is great because it protects the car, and I really like it that it's clear because you're allowed to see the livery of the car without having to open up the box. There's also a plastic insert here. This is to protect the spoiler, and what I did like about this is it's actually stamped with the Lamborghini GT3 right on that plastic, which I have not noticed before, but that's pretty cool because this shows that it's made specifically for this vehicle. Alright, so once you take off the top, what you have is the car on the base. You can see the official Lamborghini logos here, Carrera official product, and then you get this plate here that tells you about the car. So it's a Lamborghini Huracan Orange 1 FFF Racing Team number 563. To take the car off the base, all you have to do is there's one screw underneath here. You also get the serial number and a little bit more details about the product. But by opening this screw here, we can take the car off the base. So take off the screw and then the car will come off the base here. What I like to do is I like to put the screw back in here and put in all the information back inside. And a last thing that you should note is on the inside here there's a little pocket, I'd say, in the back of the box of the jewel case. In there you'll find your instructions, so you'll get your warranty information, you'll get extra braids, an extra guide pin, and then where you can find Carrera dealers all over the world. There's a little pamphlet in there, and basic general operations of the vehicle. Nothing fancy, but that's in the back there. Alright, let's take a detailed look at this livery. Now, this is the Orange 1 FFF edition livery for this vehicle. Now, Orange 1 Electric Motors is a Chinese company. They own 3 Huracan GT3s that they brought to 2019 Blancpain European GT. This was the most successful vehicle out of those 3, although all 3 of them did really well that year. The 563 actually won the endurance championship and the overall championship that year. So it is a Chinese-owned vehicle, so you'll see the Chinese flag predominantly displayed on the rear quarter panels here. Not rear quarter, but a rear, I guess, right behind the driver's window, and on the passenger side or the co-pilot side, the same thing, and right here on the hood. So you see the Chinese flag. From the front, so we'll start at the front here. You can see that it's an aggressive styling. Obviously GT3 cars, lots of canards in them, front splitters for aerodynamics. You can see they're accented right here in the lime green, so you get the canards in the front splitter, lime green accents. a little bit of orange pinstriping to tie it all in, but predominantly the car is a matte black finish. From the top, you can see a little ghosting off the Italian flag going down here as pinstripes, but it's very faint. And then on the back here, we have a couple of logos. I will take close-ups and put them up here. You see the blank pan right across the windshield at the top, and you can see into the driver's cockpit here, and you can see the front console very clearly from the top view. You get a couple of the warning symbol, warning logos right there, and then you get the number right here in a little square white patch, which is standard. You have the two Pirelli logos on either side to give balance to the vehicle. And so we're looking at the passenger side of the vehicle here. You can see that the green pinstripe turns into a little bit of a thicker and then sweeps back to a thinner finish at the end. That's the Pertamina logo right in there. And you'll notice that the Pertamina logo is also on the rear spoiler here. We also get the Orange One Electric Motors logo predominantly displayed, and this is both on the passenger and the driver's side, so it's almost a mirror on either side of the vehicle, so one side is mirrored of the other. You get the names of the drivers right here on the front A-pillar here, and then you have a look at the wheels. Now the wheels are finished in matte black finish, and then they have this gorgeous little attention to detail here with one spoke having the inner side of it in lime green on the front and orange on the back. As you move to the rear, you have that big GT3 rear diffusers that you find common on most GT3 cars. You get the twin exhaust coming out the back here, and you get to the Pirelli logos. It's almost like the car is split in half and one side mirrors the other. Alright, so let's take a good look at the inside of this vehicle. So once again, standard Carrera car. To remove the body from the chassis, there's 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, and 4 that you need to undo. I've already backed them out and put them to one side so I don't lose them. Now you'll notice that this vehicle, the chassis is actually well molded to the body. So in order to remove this vehicle effectively, what I noted was it was easier to pull the front end off first and then lift the back end because of the rear LEDs on this vehicle. So if you look at the rear LEDs here, let me just put this back here. If you look at the rear LEDs here, they actually slot in right in place here, and it's a really tight fit. So I found it easier to pull up the front and then lift the back up after. When we look at the body of the vehicle, once again, like I said, this is a Carrera vehicle, so everything is really, really well done. You can just make out the driver in there, so he's cut up, I believe, right underneath his shoulders. See the roll cage inside there. Not a lot of details there. You get to see the front cockpit here, a little bit of the I guess the front console there, but other than that, there's nothing really crazy going on the interior. And then we get into the vehicle itself. So it's a standard Carrera chassis. Once again, we have the guide pins here, which is standard Carrera guide pins. We have the front LEDs going down to the digital chip. So, and that will go to the motor. So we have a 10-tooth pinion gear, and we have I think the standard 28-tooth spur gear. That's normal standard Carrera stock motors and pinions and gearing, sorry. And then you notice that we have the brass bushings here so that the axles can run through and they're smooth. Normally, before you run it for the first time, we always say you should just put a little drop of oil onto the bushings here, and if you have silicone grease, you can actually put it on. So you don't really need to do it for the plastic gears, but when you do have other stock cars that have like the brass gearing, it's good to have a little bit of grease there so that it reduces the wear and tear. If you look at the underside of the vehicle, it's nothing crazy. We have the braid system. We have the switch to go from digital to analog. Obviously, or reverse polarity actually is a better way of saying it. and there's the little LED there that will give it the signals to change lanes. We have the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 stamp right there. We have serial number there, and you'll see the magnet system as per standard in Carrera vehicles. This one is I believe it's removable if you remove the back axle here, and you can pop it off from there. And then we have the rear LEDs, and that's it. To put the body back on, like I was saying to you, the easiest method I found first was to slip on the back, and then as it slips on there, so slip this on here. It's a little tricky, but it will get there. So I found is you slip on the back here and then push down, and the front will actually slide in position right there. Boom. And then we just put the screws back on. It's back to normal. So all right, so that concludes the detailed look of the vehicle itself. So let's go trackside and see what she does. Okay, we'll be back with that. So this brings us to the end of the unboxing review of this Huracan GT3. This is the orange FFF edition. My thoughts on this vehicle, from a styling perspective, I think it's awesome, but I do have an affinity for matte black vehicles, so you know, it was natural for me to pick one up. From a performance perspective, I think the best thing to do is look at it in terms of what we've done already on the track. So we keep active stats at a conquestgamingclub.com site. I'll put the link in the description below. If you go there and you go under Let's Go Racing, and you'll see the latest car that we run on our track and the time it's produced. And then if you go on the leaderboard, you'll actually see where the cars stack up. So currently the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 is in third position. It is the second fastest digital car, but I've only tested 7 cars so far on the track. But as we continue to do more cars, you can have more filters on the side, and it'll be easier to track them then. What we also like to do is under each car, we keep full detailed specs on the vehicle. So the weight, the height, the length, the width, the wheelbase, the fastest lap. Now, a full disclaimer, this car actually did a 4.287 lap. However, because the car came off the track twice during that run, we do not count that lap time. For each one of these fastest laps, the car has gone around the track 10 laps without coming off the track. And that's one of the rules that we have at the club. You can also see detailed images of this vehicle if you'd like to get more information. we actually have all these macro shots that I've taken off the vehicle. I give you a little bit of history about the vehicle. I really like doing this part of it because I really like going into the history of every vehicle that I review. And also it gets me involved in looking up these vehicles, and you know, that's how I found the European GT Championship, which I'm starting to follow right now. At the bottom, we also give you every attempt that we make with this vehicle. So right now it's only got one run on it. It's a stock run, and it's done in 4.897 seconds. But the next run that I will be doing is I'm going to change up the tires. I got Paul Gauge tires coming in, and then I'm going to true them, and I'm going to run this car again on the track, and we'll see if the track time comes down. If it does, it will automatically adjust here, and it will show up on the website here as a second attempt. What are my final thoughts? Like I said, as a collector, I'm super stoked. This vehicle is awesome. As a racer, I think it can be potentially really quick if you do a little bit of work to it. And all in all, I'm super happy that I had the chance to unbox and race this vehicle. If you like this kind of content and you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe to our channel. It goes a long way helping us to stay motivated to do this. And until the next video, take care guys, and I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.